This is Ouelesebougou in South Mali. After making breakfast for their families, these women have walked 3 miles here, carrying their babies on their backs and their tools in their hands. This woman is called Kadia. She provides for her family by producing charcoal.
I get a de la sama. Balo mastro, Gitana Dungula, Ngora Richamanjaleno. I get a de la sama in a chair. And I sit here when I'm fair. I remember like more than Damanjare, but Anna worrying problem for us. Now they are kind of a bad yama.
It is now late afternoon, and Kadia has just returned with the wood to begin the process of producing charcoal. This widespread practice discourages the Malian government from planting new trees to tackle the advancing desert. Kono is a farmer. Like many of his forefathers, his ancestral tradition of agriculture is how he provides for his family.
Sister, now you're taking to it. But what's your favorite? And I'm doing a balloon me. But a sister in a ballote, in a water barabes, you're taking a killing. Tulu tambulo number fairy, now what tambulo number do on a free. Yeah, I'm very to go a favorite tambulo. Then family vambles, you took out or barake.
Many villagers will suffer from chronic breathing problems due to this trade. The inhaling of smoke from continuous charcoal production can be fatal.
I read the line if you to it. Mom, look for fire.
The charcoal has now cooled down and is ready to be sold. Kadia sells the majority of the charcoal she produces, but keeps a little for herself for cooking and making tea. Food prices in this area are expensive, so all Kadia can afford is millet. Meat is an extremely rare treat.
Bon, olu comme dugolo ma fanga batala. Bon, ebe fuika misibo nunu tomo. Bon, misibo nunu flani. Anga rola misi mancha kuse mbulo. Bon, ola ni ba fa kanya. Fika ankere doni fraka. Pour que abese ka isa koke. Nonte ni ya to de ata isa koke. Anyo na chamambe ya. Presque ni yoro ni chamando ngata. Parce que salon yere nyina sanji yere amana nyana ma yere andali le ka teya a teteme sen fla nyonka andali ba teteme sen fla semia yere kuru kara kuru tetemo ka
There is no well at Kadia's home, so the family go to collect water from the neighbourhood well, which is a 15-minute walk. The entire rainfall in this area lasts for only 3 months of the year, often resulting in flooding. For the rest of the year, there is only drought, so water is scarce and has to be rationed carefully between the community. Water, this essential ingredient of life and basic human right, is what Kadia and her community have come to discuss at the local Islamic Relief village office. The community discussed the drought and flooding problems with Islamic Relief. Not only are the problems defined by the community, but also the solutions. This ensures ownership of the project is also taken on by the community, which is essential for long-term success. The community have identified water harvesting as being the most beneficial solution to their problems.
Yani barashi ninga jo anga dimsong ubeta yala warinina meni barashi njora uluga tungana taka obidabla ubetia ambe malo sene yang ambe jege marauke ambe nako sene donc dimsong teta jamana kono bli.
This microdam project will allow the community to engage in farming activities, which will enable them to produce enough food for their households, as well as to sell to the market and generate incomes for themselves. It is estimated to benefit over 2,000 people. Now this land is barren, but when the rain falls here, the water will be collected and retained in the dam for an additional 8 months, giving the community an adequate water supply and food security, completely transforming their landscape and their lives.
Sisan ni barasi bana kana na ko turu sisan be do na ko kono rambam fargo lamsha don jila bala kateme yirtigani.
With the completion of the microdam approaching, when Kadia now looks on at neighbouring gardens, she can have real hope that when the rains come, her farm can be nourished all season, and her family and the wider community can also have a good harvest. If this project could be repeated in other areas, then more communities will no longer need to cut trees for an income. Maybe this will be enough to encourage the Malian government to begin to plant new trees again, pushing back an advancing desert.